Good evening, morning, whenever you happen to be listening to this, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest edition of the Burgundy Brigade podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Goff, at BRG Brigade Kevin, joined again by my two fantastic co-hosts. We've got Aaron at Avalangelist, Aaron Music. Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. And we've got Callie at Callie Avs Agnew. Callie, how are you?
Still tired from shift, but good.
Woo! It was my last day of school today for the year.
Exciting.
I was very pleased.
You ready to graduate finally?
I finally, after all this time. After all this time, yes. No, I got checked.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, man. Okay. So I guess I have to make my Twitter handle my high school diploma now?
Yep. It's the only way to make it fair.
The only way to make it fair. Fair enough. All right, I'll look into that.
I want to see your diploma.
It better be your profile picture.
We're total graduates.
You busted my balls over here. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Man, crazy day today going around the NHL. All kinds of movement happening. The whole day began when the San Jose Sharks signed Erik Karlsson to a massive extension. 8 years, $88 million, $11 million for the AAV. He's 29 right now, so 8 years out, he'll be 37 by the time it ends. Wow, what do you think of this one?
Insane.
Totally
It's
insane.
the last contract it might be the last contract he signs.
I think it's smart on his part.
Oh, absolutely.
Groin injuries are so reoccurrent that it's like, yeah, sign me to a long-term deal. Uh-huh.
Avalanche fans have no experience with what groin injuries do to a player.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Not at all. I guess Cap Friendly is saying it's $11.5 million.
Yes, it is.
It's $11.5 million over the 8-year contract. So, wow. That's just a lot. a lot. I mean, 29, the guy's, I mean, obviously he's still got a couple good years left. But just like you said, can he stay healthy? Is this going to be something that keeps picking at him and keeping him out of the lineup for? I mean, what does it do to Varley every year? 20 games or so every season.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Man, San Jose's
And
taking a big risk.
I mean, looking at this, I feel like it's the playoff preview that we did before. They play their three defensemen 30 minutes each.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the other ones they sit at the kids' table and get the table scraps.
Yep.
Recipe for success.
So, I mean, next year they're going to be fine on defense with Braun, Dylan, and find a name. But after
Patrick
that,
Nemeth?
Yeah, maybe. No, he's going to be. Honestly, he's going to get a decent contract this year. I think.
Going to say they're going to need a defenseman to make league minimum. If they can find someone on an ELC, that'd be even better.
Mason Gertson?
Ah,
Hey, there you go.
Sorry, I had to.
I mean, maybe Ryan Merkley. They call him up. Maybe he's ready, but he's only 18.
Oof. Little baby.
And of course, he has the big story around him was all of his attitude issues.
Who cares about attitude?
That's whatever. But I mean, this puts San Jose in a pickle.
In a Vlasic?
In a Vlasic pickle, yeah. They've got a little more than $12 million left to re-sign a bunch of people. They have Kevin Labanc.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Who's 20. He had great playoffs for them. No, I'm with you. RFA, he's going to be due for a raise. Jonas Donskoy, Michael Haley, Joe Pavelski, UFA, Joe Thornton, who knows what's going to happen with Joe Thornton, Gustav Nyquist. Then, of course, Timo Meier needs himself a raise. and Dylan Gambrell. All these are their forwards that still need some monies. And that, I mean,
you know who needs some forwards?
Who's that?
Hi.
Like everyone.
Well, yeah, but hi.
Yeah, there's going to be some consternation, we'll say, in San Jose a little bit here. As I mean, they can't keep a few of these guys. They can't keep. They may lose.
They can't keep most of them.
They're going to lose a few. Like Timo Meier's going to get paid. 30-goal season this season. That guy's going to make several million. Kevin LeBanc. I mean, same sort of thing.
LeBanc is one that he could be understated, getting close to $4 million.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's 10 of your 12 million essentially, right there. 9 to 10 of your 12 million. If you're going to be paying Timo Meier is going to be getting at least 6. You'd have to think.
Who needs a fourth line?
Yeah. Just roll out.
Play the defenseman.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. Just roll out Burns, Carlson, and Vlasic as your fourth line.
Make him play 40 minutes a game.
Exactly. No big deal. No big deal.
That's normal, right?
100%.
They ice a line it's Carlson, Burns, Vlasic, Braun, Dylan.
All 5 of the defensemen.
And
just spread out the defensive minutes then.
And somehow their goaltender gets rotated in on defense.
Yeah, man. San Jose has this is a very, we'll just call it an interesting use of their dollars.
Well, yes, but they also, I mean, they have their top line, Couture, Kane, Hurdle. They have their top line, and, well, Timo Meier.
So their top line's going to play 30 minutes as well as their defensemen.
Yeah, this team is. I mean, they'll probably make the playoffs again next year, but this team is ripe for decline if this is the way they're going to be.
I mean, they can, especially if Vegas continues to get faster, like they have been the previous. I say faster. They signed Paul Stastny. Anyways, Vegas is kind of their kryptonite on paper. Arizona's not going to be any easier for them to get through.
Yeah.
Calgary was lickety split.
And whoever signs whatever players they decide not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 2-3 players that I'd poke around at if I were the
They're going to end up being what Detroit was towards the end of their playoff streak. Team that makes the playoff, but really, it's more of a formality than anything. It's like, oh yeah, they're there, but what are they actually going to do?
They're Marshall Lynch in a press conference. They're there so they don't get fined.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the casualties of this, Joe Pavelski, their captain, I don't see how they bring him back.
How do they? How?
What
was his contract last year?
He would have to take a serious deal.
Pavelski,
that's his first one.
$6 million was his cap hit.
That's cheap.
So pretty good deal for him, for sure. Wow. I mean, although he's been a
big salary as well.
He's been a 60 to 70 point guy pretty much his whole time, but that involves lots of 30-goal seasons. 30 goals, 30 assists. He's a 30-goal, 30-assist dude. So
yeah, because he's against the Avs every time.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
10 of those every year come against the Avalanche.
Half the reason I want to sign him is that's immediately positive goal differential.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the immediate question then is this makes a big suddenly now everybody in the NHL's got to be going, Joe Pavelski may legitimately be available here.
Every general manager is like, holy buckets.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Well, I heard that Minnesota kind of reached out, poked around, and Pavelski told them, no, I wanted to go to a contender.
Boy, they're just getting that so much this year, aren't they?
Well,
sucks to suck.
Minnesota? That Minnesota roster is like the personification of 2 kids in a tall coat trying to get into a bar.
Did Fenton have to try to have his little conversation that he had with Kessel with with Pavelski too. No, come join our young team. See this guy Jason Zucker that we're trying to trade. Yeah,
That's so we can get
more
older.
exciting young pieces for you to play around.
They're about to go full John Elway. Yeah, Parisian Suter just entering their prime at 33.
God.
Did you see the seasons they had?
No, I didn't, because they were on the IR for most of it.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, nobody watched Minnesota anyways, so it's all good.
Yeah, not until
Their
they were
fans
playing
didn't
your
even do
team.
it. They're like, college hockey, here we go.
Yeah, woo. So let's ask this: Joe Pavelski. Let's say Joe Pavelski is now available as for the Avalanche here. Do you go try to sign him?
I would poke
Yes.
around. 3 years, 7-ish million. I would do it.
How many years?
3.
Woo.
I do the third year to bump down the contract numbers.
Fair, yeah. That.
And the hope is that by that third year, he's sitting on your third or fourth line.
Jerome
and-
McGinley has certainly made me gun shy as far as that is concerned.
Yeah, well, Ginla was 38 and he's 35.
Fair, also
There's a
fair.
bit of a difference there. And my only concerns are I would bring him in for a physical to make sure there aren't any dead cats running around in his head now.
Yeah.
I have to know that he's healthy.
Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. I mean, if nothing else, now we wouldn't be able to score against you every friggin' time he plays you
Yep.
because he's
Yep.
on your team.
The other
No,
San-
the dream killer isn't anymore.
Pardon me. The other San Jose Shark that I'm real interested in is 27 years old, the right wing, Jonas Donskoy.
That would be another good one.
I mean, right wing shoots right. We kind of need both of those things pretty well.
Yeah.
He's,
We've got, what, 2 right-handed shots?
on forward, yes.
Yeah. What do we have for D?
D, we have a plethora of right-handed shots.
Makar, Sherry, Johnson, Timmins, if necessary.
Timmins, Milosh.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, they have all kinds of.
Right shot D, not a
Right
problem.
shot.
So, like, 3 on our current D. And then 2 in the minors.
Yes.
Okay.
But he put up 37 points in 80 games. Not great, but he'd be a good third line guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he'd probably be one of those if it was sort of later in the process guys that if you feel like you still need to add around the fringes, you can.
Depends on what they feel about Martin Kaut.
Martin Cowder, AJ Greer, those guys.
We kind of know what they feel about
Yeah,
AJ Greer,
well.
despite my feelings.
Logan
Stupid.
O'Connor.
Yeah, there you go,
Logan
Logan
O'Connor.
O'Connor. That could work as well. So, I mean, San Jose. I mean, wow. Just to kind of wrap them up here, what an interesting choice. And they have 4 draft picks, nothing in the first 2 rounds. Then they got a 3rd round. Then they have lost their 4th rounder, and then they got a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. And then the following season, 2020, they've got a 2nd, a 4th, and 2 5ths. I mean,
Sounds like me at a bar.
why didn't we drink more together, Aaron, when I was in Denver?
Because I don't like drinking and driving.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Touche. Drink an Uber.
Yeah, there you go. Other action today, Jacob Trouba was just traded from the Winnipeg Jets to the New York Rangers.
Worse.
What's that?
Said woot woot. The Jets are getting worse.
Yeah, to the Rangers. They get
Goodness.
a first round pick, their own first round pick, back, and I don't even know the dude.
Neil Pionic.
Yeah, that
He is not Trouba.
no. So I mean that's
Everything
Big
that Trouba
loss.
is, he is not. Right shot defenseman, 6 foot, 186. He's listed as. He's 23. So
young, I
that's-
guess.
Yeah, he's young and cheap, which is what they need.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily care about good, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, Winnipeg is now going to be going through some interesting time as well here with their own money situation. They've of course got to pay Patrick Laine. They've got to pay Kyle Connor. They've got they've got some things to figure out with their lineup. They've lost Kevin Hayes.
I'm curious about if they try to bring back Tyler Myers.
Yeah, they may lose Tyler Myers. Absolutely right. They've got. I mean, the Avs surpassed them really this year. By the end of last season, the Avs made them look bad a couple of times.
Yeah, they tried to play the bully game against the Avs, and the Avs said, "We're still faster. Fetch."
Yep. You cannot catch me.
You're
It was
dumb.
fun watching Dustin Byfuglien huff and puff up and down the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't, like, dad anybody again and pull him 2 out of a scrum at a time, we'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, that is amusing, of course, when that happens, but yeah.
Yeah, just don't do it to our guys.
Yeah. They've still got Dmitry Kulikov. That just,
For some reason. He's got a modified no trade clause? Why?
Reasons.
Why do you give that guy a no trade clause?
That was kind of just before. Wasn't that just? When was that? That was sort of in that time where that's how you got guys in free agencies. You threw.
And the expansion draft hit, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
Yep. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Man, yeah. Laine's going to get Laine's contract is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to bridge him.
I have no idea.
He did not have a good year last year.
No, he did not.
So I almost feel like Laine himself will want a bridge.
Yeah. Interesting guy. The guy can score like crazy sometimes, and he went through crazy dry streak this year. He also had that span where he scored, what? Did he score like 20 goals in November?
There's also some effort issues.
There
with
definitely
him.
are.
Like he plays when he wants to sometimes. I'm really interested to see who signs first between Laine and Rantanen.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
interesting.
Rantanen's going to be more to set the market. Sorry, Callie, go ahead.
I said, yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Because they have the same agent.
They do.
It's the same guy. So it's...
He's like, okay, guys, let's double sign at the same time.
Well, and they're so... I mean, Laine scores where Rantanen passes, but their numbers, a lot of everything is just so similar that I feel like they're waiting for one another to set the market.
Yeah.
And there's also Braden Point and Mitch Marner.
This is a huge... Oh, my God. The RFA market, yeah.
Yeah, this is a hell of a season for
It
that.
is. I mean, there's going to be some friggin' crazy money spent for these RFAs.
We're just waiting to see who sets the market. That's all.
Yeah, and then someone's going to reset it, and it's going to...
Sure.
I mean, if option sheets were actually a thing, I'd be worried about one this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they certainly could. There certainly could be something that goes on offer sheet wise this year with someone, because there's so many teams with guys that are going to get big money that may be impacted. Like even San Jose just kind of put themselves in that sort of a spot, depending on what else they do with Meyer or LeBanc. Someone might decide to throw a bunch of money at one of those guys, and they might that could hurt them right there. It's God.
If you're a team like Anaheim and your forward depth is somewhat suspect already, and you just throw an offer sheet at Timo Meier, because if they don't match, sure you lose the picks, but you get the player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if they do match, that puts them in legitimate cap hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's... Whew. What a weird offseason this is going to be. Chicago.
Wacky tobacco.
Chicago traded for Oli Mata.
Yay.
That was interesting.
Underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, so Jeff Skinner re-signed in Buffalo. That wasn't today.
Why would you do that?
You know,
What's the sauce?
Ugh.
you know, because they gave him $9 million a year.
Ugh.
For 8 years, which is going to, of course, make. I mean, that's got to have some sort of impact on the free agent market this year too. I mean, it's just. I don't even. There's so crazy, insane bananas all of it. It's just crazy out there right now. Crazy pants.
I want full chaos this offseason. I want 3 offer sheets and 14 trades in the draft that Gary Bettman is stapled to the podium, just calling in trade after trade.
Yeah.
Getting booed the entire time.
Woo! In Vancouver, you know it's going to happen.
Great. I want Vancouver to do something really brave and dumb. Then I'm thinking, we were pretty good last year. We should make a big trade and get ourselves into the playoffs.
See, Kevin Hayes got traded over to Philadelphia. They have not worked out a deal yet.
That's always interesting.
And that's you trade for a guy's rights, and then you don't immediately end up like, whoa.
You know, right?
Well, I can only think of one other time when that happened. I don't remember specifically who it was, but someone's rights were traded. A couple days went by, and he didn't get signed, and then his rights were traded again. It was a few years back. I don't remember who it was, but I remember going, "Whoa! Well, that sucks for you guys, eh?" But, man, so it's a lot of fun stuff looking here. Avs have a bit of a luxury in that a lot of they don't really have to be involved in a lot of these moves. They kind of get to see where the pieces will fall. And then once the dust clears, we'll have a bit more. We'll be able to kind of plan their strategy based off of all the chaos that is currently happening. So that, in that sense, it's certainly a good thing. And the other, it stinks that Skinner's off the market. I think he would have fit well in Denver.
Agreed.
At the same time, though, then San Jose goes and does this to themselves. Now there's some even more interesting possibilities going on here.
I wonder if they warned Pavelski first, or if he's just sitting there going, "Oh my God,
what the hell, man?
Yeah, I'm not coming back."
Because he's not just going to take a deal for the sake of taking a deal. Sometimes players will do that, but they're not going to just take ridiculously low money.
Like maybe this morning over breakfast, he was like, "Well, honey, pack your bags. We're going somewhere else."
Yeah. He just had 38 goals this year. He's not going to go and be like, "I'll take a $3 million deal to stay in San Jose."
And be the captain?
Yeah.
And your driving force in the playoffs again, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Do they get out of the first round without him getting injured and people having that rallying cry?
Probably not.
So, do they make it out of the second round without him coming back and going ham on the Avs in Game 7?
Yeah.
That's a serious point.
Yeah. No, it's very... Yeah. You're absolutely right on both.
And Pavelski's a glue guy who scores. You don't find those very often.
Mm-hmm.
The Avs have one. His name is Landeskog. He wears a C.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the action that we all got to witness today. The other fun thing, of course, about this week is that it is draft week. The draft, it's always a big time of the year. Obviously, we love to see the new prospects get thrown, who lands where, and of course, what crazy trades will happen. This draft is just like you were saying, Aaron. This is absolutely ripe for being a draft where all kinds of moves are made, and just Gary Bettman certainly gets his steps in for the day. Going back and forth. We have a trade to announce, all that fun stuff. So it should be fun to see what goes on here. But the Avs, and of course the Avs have 2 picks, and this one has been just talked to death. 4th overall, 16th overall. We seem to have a little bit more of a picture about where the Avs are looking. They apparently are not looking defense. They are looking to go forward at number 4. Number 16, who knows? I guess there's also talk that the Avs could be trying to move up from 16, depending on who they want to target. Lots of crazy stuff here. So strategically speaking, if you're the Avalanche, how are you approaching this draft?
First thing I do is I wait for Chicago to make the selection. If
Yep.
it's like I expect it'll be Alex Turcotte, that leaves Bo and Byram on the top of the draft board for a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
And I call to Detroit and say, "Hey, do you remember watching your defense all of last year? We do." I send him clips of McKinnon going through and going, "What would you like for Bo and Byram? How about you send us your second round pick and we just move down?"
Detroit has 3 second-round picks this year. They certainly could toss one of those the Avs' way.
Uh-huh. And so trade down, still get one of the centers that you'd like, probably either Kirby Dach, Trevor Zegras. You could be really bold and take Cole Caulfield.
That would be really, really bold.
It would be bold. And then you take that second and you move up with Vancouver to 10 and draft Matthew Boldy.
Ooh, I like that. That is interesting. Yeah. See, here, what I would love to do. First step, I would do the exact same thing you do. I would call Detroit and be like, "All right, what do you want for Bo and Byram?" See what they offer and go, "Okay, hold on one sec." Then I call LA and say, "So I was just talking to Detroit. They really like this Bo and Byram guy. Do you remember your defense?" And then you send them clips of Nikita Zadorov making them look stupid. Ask him the exact same question. Hey, it's called leverage. And, see what they say. Then call Detroit back and be like, "Oh, man, you won't believe who I was just talking to. L.A. was just talking to me, and you know what? They also want to make their defense better. You might have to sweeten that pot just a little bit." And see if you can't get those two fighting over each other.
Here.
Huh?
Going full mercenary here.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Ain't no friends in the draft.
See, he's channeling like Joe Sakic, Matt Duchene trade.
Exactly.
Now.
What you gonna do for me?
So I kind of want to state forward, just have Joe Sakic come up here and say, "With Ottawa's pick, the Colorado Avalanche select."
It would also be nice to be like, "Hey, look, we drafted a great person at 4 again.
Yeah.
Maybe the steal of the draft again." If they do their
Have
homework right.
McCarr announce the pick.
Yeah. Cale Makar comes out. Yeah. But I'd love to. I'd drive that value up. See if I can't net another draft pick out of that whole situation that you can then use for a little bit more leverage in things, or even who knows, maybe someone sends you a player instead. Maybe instead of saying a first and a second, I'm not even going to say that because that would be crazy pants for them to just throw. I just really want Andreas Athanasiou off of Detroit. That's really just what I want. And, just see what you can get. And then just like you said, Aaron, once you get that extra pick, trade up with 16 with that one and see what else, to get whichever guy you want, whether that be Boldy or whether it be Newhook or a guy like, with someone, who knows, maybe they even may go up and get the goalie, Spencer Knight. Who knows?
That'd be really interesting.
That would be very interesting. But I mean,
trade up to get Spencer Knight. If he was sitting there at 16, I'd take him, but I wouldn't trade up to get him.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I'm with you. But who knows what? I don't know what the people in the office are thinking. But if you can play that game, up it up just a little bit, get that eensy bit extra, so that you can then trade up again. That would be what I would do. How about you, Callie?
Yes. Just do the things already.
Nailed it.
Get it over with. Let's go. Come on. That's kind of where I'm at with the draft at this point.
Just do it.
Just so much speculation and rumors and...
Oh, yeah. We're deep into the rumor territory.
Beating it like dead horse status. I'm ready for it to be done.
Same.
Ready to move on to some free agency or something.
It's Friday, right? The draft?
Yes.
Friday, Saturday? Good.
Yes.
I'm going to be in Tennessee. That should be fun to figure all that out.
Just wear your Avs jersey all day so all the Predators fans can be like, boo!
I can be like, suck it!
I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun drinking out of this Stanley Cup that I've won before.
I'm sorry, when did you guys stop in the playoffs this year again?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're the team that got Brian Boyle at the trade deadline.
I'll write something on a napkin and tell him to raise that particular banner. Who knows? If you're the Avs going into the draft and you want, are there any specific areas you're really trying to focus on with the looking at the Avs system and the picks that they've had recently? Are there any spots you look at and go, we really need to make sure we get a good amount of X?
Forwards.
For the most part, yes, I agree. Though I would like to gain one more defenseman.
Like a defensive one.
Yeah, someone who's just a little bit sizier.
Yeah. That's why I like Bowen.
He's got good size.
I do too, and if it were me, I'd be hard-pressed not to take him.
Yep.
Just the idea of having potentially a top four that's Girard, Makar, Byram, and Zadorov. I'm all there for that.
Yeah.
I think you and I are on the same page regarding that. Unfortunately, I don't think the Avs are on the same page.
Yeah.
They are not. I think they're... who knows?
I mean, it could be entirely smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The Devils put out a thing talking about, are the Avs looking at Byram? And Heppel said, well, we'll just take the best player that's available to us.
Which they always say.
Everybody says that. And I think that's one of the silliest debates that ends up coming, where people start talking about, well, gosh, do they pick for need or do they take the best player available? Because it's always a combination of the two. It is neither one or the other. It is the team looking at their system, seeing the stuff that they like and that they want and that they need within their system, and drafting the person that they believe best fits that.
Yeah.
It's both.
Some of that, I think, is actually posturing for, hey, if you like this guy, come and get him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, of course, the NHL is just the league where nobody says anything after 10 sentences of speech.
Uh-huh.
Here's the long,
Doesn't even
complicated
matter the topic.
Yeah. It's this long,
Like
complicated
an injury.
non-answer.
Like, they have a lower body injury. That's all we're telling you.
Yep.
Oh,
So
well,
it's
we're talking to this agent for a team. That's it. That's all you get to know.
Yep.
Talking to these scouts.
Well,
That's
he's
it.
week to week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really talked to the trainers yet. I haven't I'll just give it we'll see. They never say anything. Ever.
Well, and then they're like, these NHL scouts were at this game looking at these two teams.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you get.
Yep.
Okay,
so
which
crazy.
team were they looking at specifically? Do you know a position? Do you know a player? No,
Yeah.
you don't get that information.
I mean, have you seen the ice sheet? It's so big. You look down and you see both teams.
And they're wearing numbers. How am I honestly supposed to keep track?
Right.
Not like I have a notebook or anything.
Right.
They should really write the players' names on their jerseys. Come on.
So you can know who is who. Because it's so hard to tell the difference. Sam Girard and Nikita Zadorov. Which one is which?
I have no way of knowing this.
One's 49, one's 16. From this distance, it looks like the same number.
One is listed
Yeah.
at 6'6", and one is listed at like basically 5'6". Totally the same height.
100%.
Skates at 3 inches.
Looking at the Avs system, they definitely need to start replenishing some forward depth. Now they also have a few. I still don't understand why they haven't signed Brandon Sagan yet. All that guy has done is crush everything he's done since he's been drafted.
Right.
And for whatever reason, he hasn't been signed. I was a little. We all kind of expected Cam Morrison to get signed after the NCAAs this year, and that hasn't happened.
Well, he has another year of eligibility.
True. But, I mean, at that point, you're basically just asking him to go senior free agent. But
I didn't know that he had another year of eligibility. I thought this was the last year.
yeah, this was his junior year. So, but you got Shane Bowers who's coming in.
Labs again.
Yeah. You got Shane Bowers who's coming in, who will likely not spend a ton of time in the Eagles. The Avs are not shy about talking about how much they love him and what possibilities there are for him. He will likely start in Loveland, but that may not be a long-term thing. Martin Kaut is also probably not long for Loveland, although his contract could slide again all next year if they really wanted to take that route.
I mean, he needs to be with his translator, though.
He does. He does. And we know Frankie's going up to the show.
So Martin
moving on up
too.
But the defensive system also needs a little bit more padding here with prospects, because again, all the guys that we looked at as prospects are now on the NHL team. I mean, Cale Makar's
the ones that are RFAs this year,
yeah,
may or may not be re-signed.
Mm-hmm.
Sergei Boykov just signed a contract back in Russia.
Oh, well, there you go.
So he might not be back either. We'll see.
I did not know that. Anton Lindholm is, of course, they speculated for him all last year, going back to Sweden.
Yep.
Warsofsky is likely gone, right? I mean, there's need for players in there. That'll likely, of course, be part of the unrestricted free agency day, where the Avs will go sign some of those minor league guys to fill out their roster. But you certainly want to see their guys starting to fill up their team. So you'll definitely want to see the Avs looking to continue to stock those cupboards, because they have some draft picks that they haven't signed yet, but some of them are not. Again, they don't exactly look like guys that are going to do much in their system. Guys like Klerman, Nick Lieberman, both at Notre Dame. Josh Anderson is down in Loveland, but he doesn't. He's that guy. That's
about his ceiling.
Yeah, that's about his ceiling. The guys you're really closest with is Milosh to potentially making a jump. I'd love to see him make the jump. Then the guys you got last year, the only defenseman you got was Danila Zhuravlyov, or however the hell you say his name. Zhuravlyov. They need some more defense in there.
I don't know if they're going to plan on re-signing Gertzen either. He might be gone too.
Yeah.
He was about one of the only consistent ones in Loveland, aside from Milosh and Boykov, and then the older guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he comes back either.
It could be possible too. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. There's teams that always like their long-term minor league guys. I mean, Agazino is been one of those guys in the Avs system for 1,000 years.
What do you mean, 28, 29-year-old?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good thing. They're good guys to have, and he seems to be a relatively good minor league player.
Yeah, he's solid in the minors.
So you need those guys in your system for sure.
I'm legitimately excited for the top 9 for Loveland next year.
Yeah.
At least to start.
Yeah.
Bowers, Kaut, Nick Henry, Shverev, Travis Barron is going to be in there. Logan O'Connor. I think Logan O'Connor actually makes the jump.
I like OC.
I think he's a perfect guy to have as your 13th forward.
What happened to J.C. Bodan?
He got traded.
Oh, geez. When the hell did that happen?
February?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah, they got... who did they get for him?
Starts with an M, doesn't it?
Max
McCormick
McCormick?
or something? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Max McCormick.
I completely missed this. Okay. February, that was right during my musical season, so that would make sense.
And right during the shit show.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So yeah, as far I would imagine the Avs will probably have a pretty even amount, a pretty even draft that they'll spread around. They won't. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they actually didn't end up taking a goalie in this one, because they've taken so many goalies the last few years.
There's two that I would take. One is Spencer Knight, obviously. And the other is Mad Sogard, the 6'7" Norwegian goaltender.
Woo!
Ooh, yeah. Let's take him. I like big goalies.
I was just going to say. You've been reading Callie's scouting notebook right there.
Yeah, please take him. I like big goalies.
I mean, he's supposed to be a second-round player. Maybe.
That's fine. We can take him in the second.
Yeah, no. Hey, if they, I also never mind if you do pretty much take a goalie a draft, because you just never know what's going to happen with goalies.
Mm-hmm.
If they were better developing them, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
And as for forwards, I'm kind of happy with the forward depth. There's a couple forwards yet to come that I like.
I think that's where a lot of people struggle with, is understanding the depth in the system.
Yes.
A lot of people, granted, don't get to watch the Eagles, so they don't get to see that development progression in the players we do have.
For sure.
But I think there's a lot of people that are really frustrated with where the Avs are, and I think it's just because they don't see it.
And that even goes beyond just who's in Loveland, right? There's always the you have to start
juniors,
looking at the juniors,
college,
exactly.
European leagues,
seeing where all of
I like
these
Ian
guys.
Morrison. I like Nikolai Kovalenko. That one's actually. I can't wait for his contract to finish up over in Russia, so we can come over to, so they can sign him and bring him over.
You'd love everything you read about that guy.
I love everything I've seen. He's got a great motor. So I'm not. What the Avs need are higher end forwards. They have a lot of middling to low bottom six AHL forwards. They just don't have those top six forwards. Yeah. Everyone who is a top six forward that was drafted by them is playing for them, except for Martin Count.
Yep.
Yeah. Which he's, 19, 20 years old?
19 at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. And I think they probably are testing out his heart condition and all that kind of stuff, too. A little bit.
Well, and just bringing him over to the North American ice, letting him get used to that, get his feet wet.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't
have reasons to keep him down last
year. I think he'll hit the ice running, so to speak, at the start of this year because that heart thing last year took away any off-season training for him. So, and I mean, people are constantly talking about how his conditioning wasn't there towards the end of the year, but now now he'll have had that. Hopefully, that will make a positive contribution to his play on the ice, because now he'll have trained. His body will be where he wants it, ready to go. I even read. I feel like I read something or heard something on the draft coverage that said they did the surgery to fix whatever thing he had, and when they were in there, the doctor, they did the procedure and came out, and the doctor said, "Yeah, I don't think he actually had that." Yeah.
So the heart
but it was fixed anyways.
They thought he had is called Wolff Parkinson's White, and it's really rare, and it's like a re-entry pattern that they do surgery on. So for him to come out and be like, "Yeah, I don't think that was it," it's like, well, shit, what was it then?
Yeah, seriously.
Did you fix it? This is going to be an issue moving forward still, right? So
only time
hopefully it fixed whatever it was.
It wasn't that, but I fixed it.
Yeah. I'm positive I fixed whatever it was.
Yeah, we're not going to go too much more as far as draft depth. We're not even. We've pretty. It's been beaten over the head. Yeah. I think the Avs. Other than just to say it's going to be a crazy day, and we're excited to see where the Avs end up moving around. I think that's pretty much where we're going to leave the draft at this point. So
the only thing I'll say is that I expect them to draft probably a couple of defensemen on the second day, maybe a defenseman at 16, just to fill that a little bit more.
Just depending who's left and whatnot.
Yeah, defensemen who are between 6'1" or 6'3", right in that area. They're all going to have great sense. So they're all going to be able to skate.
And I will say that is one thing I thought Patrick Waugh had a decent vision for, at least when he was there, was the idea of varying your types of draft picks. And not because there was that stretch for a long time where they would pick so many similar guys and just they didn't seem to have much of a vision of anything. And he definitely said we need to kind of change up the way they. The way
that's what Heppel has done ever since he came on board.
Absolutely, he's been great. We've touched on that several times. Where they're just going where the good players are now, which is what you need to do.
Yeah, if you're sitting there in the 5th round and there's a guy that you're, well, if everything comes together, he's a star. Take him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then do your best to make the stars align for that player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't just fall in love with one league, which of course was then one of the major criticisms of Patrick Waugh.
All the small centers in the QMJHL.
Yep, that went away from that. So,
how many should we draft? All of them.
All of them.
I think what you heard me say is I want small centers. What I actually said was give me all the centers from the QMJHL.
So, guys, we're running on a low budget this year, so we're only scouting one league.
That's it.
Pick it wisely.
We're actually going to put you in a hostel, and you're going to carpool to the different arenas. Have fun.
God. So, anyways, moving forward, we thought we'd play around a little bit with some of the rest of the off-season stuff. This armchair GM thing is a lot of fun. So we tried to we're trying to put together. I don't know. We kind of said bring 3. One that you think might be somewhat realistic. One that's maybe a little out there, and then a third one that you just go nuts. So we're gonna go through a few of these. Shall we start in the realistic way? On the realistic one.
Fine.
Fine.
How realistic are we talking?
Something that you could legitimately see happening.
I can legitimately see all these happening. That's my problem.
Not on
One way
NHL
or
19.
another.
I have a problem.
Fair. So here's my first one. I called this one "Going for the Bread Man." If that gives you a hint of one of the things I'm going for.
Going for the bread, man.
Going for the bread, man. Generally speaking, you pretty much re-sign the RFAs that we've all talked about. Not ghetto. I bring JT Compher back 3 years, 3.3.
3.7.
I know, right? Sorry.
He's cheeky.
AJ Greer back, 1 at 800,000. Vlad Kamenev 1 at 900,000. Kerf gets 3 at 3.5. Re-sign Spencer Martin. Keep him back in Loveland. Graves gets 2 years at 900,000. Did I do 2 years in this one? That's weird. It'll probably just be 1. Bring back Gertson, fill out the role there. Mikko Rantanen gets 6 years at $9.5 million. Sorry.
Oh, you missed the cheeks.
9.6. Okay. Nikita Zadorov gets 3 years at $4 million. The Avs sign Brandon Sagan to his ELC and Cam Morrison to his ELC. The Avs send Mark Barberio to Toronto for a late pick, like I said for a 5th in this one, just to get him out there. And an unrestricted free agency, the Avalanche sign Artemi Panarin for 6 years at $11.2 million, which puts the lines opening night. So first off, the salary cap for the Avs there is just shy of $80 million. Lines are McKinnon between Panarin and Rance, Jost between Landeskog and Kerfoot, Soderberg between Calvert and Compher. Rotate Compher in there whenever you want. Kamenev between Greer and Nieto. EJ with Girard. Zad with Barry. Cole with Makar. Ryan Graves is your 7th guy. Grubauer and Frankie are the 1-2. Bada boom, bada bing. Shazam.
Mic drop, walk away.
Yes. All right, who's next?
Aaron, do you want to go next or do you want to go last?
I'll go last.
He likes to go last.
Because he likes being so dramatic.
He does.
Because I'm trying to find a realistic one, and yeah. Oh, okay, go ahead, Callie.
So, like you said, sign all the RFAs except for Sven. I don't see him coming back. I do like trading Mark Barberio. Maybe add him at the draft if you're trying to move that 16 up. I don't know, trade him or something as a package. And then free agent wise, my realistic was Jeff Skinner, and now that's not possible. So I'm just gonna cry for a little bit about that.
No more bromances on the team.
I know, and he would have had so many that he was a part of. So
Maybe he'll lose his will to live in Buffalo, and then they'll trade him to Colorado, and he'll win a cup.
There you
I
go.
mean, he's not the first person we've saved from Buffalo. So let's just save more people from Buffalo.
We tried, Jeff. We tried.
Yeah.
But you let us
You
down.
made your own bed, though,
Very true.
because other people were drafted by them and we saved them. Yeah. I don't know. Heartbroken. Realistically, I don't know. After that. Because I don't know if Joe Pavelski is realistic or if he's just a figment of my imagination.
I think he's realistic.
You think so?
He might have jumped to the most realistic, actually.
Yeah.
I think
I'm a big Pavelski fan, so
Get
I
it.
always feel jaded
Sign
when I
him.
say things like that. So my bias and jaded side says Joe Pavelski is signing with us.
He'll cost you less than Skinner would anyway.
would
Yeah, I
cost-
know, but he's also older.
True.
especially if they want a shorter-term contract. They're not signing Kevin Hayes for 7 years, so that's
Ooh.
gone.
Yeah.
No, I'd say Pavs is completely legit.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, and I would love to have him on our team. He's a good player.
Yeah, I agree. What do you give Mikko? You stick with that 9.6?
Yeah, cheeky and a pony. 9.6 and a pony.
9.6 and a pony.
Named Gabe.
Love it. Any trades you look at in this one or no?
Just try and get rid of Barbario's contract to someone that needs another defenseman at the back end.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. All right, Aaron.
So, realistic. Everyone signed Kirby Dach at 4, Moritz Seider at 16.
Oh, you're going to picks too. Okay.
Of course
And-
he is. He goes so in depth.
Yep.
And then signed Joe Pavelski 3 years, $7.25 million. And then Marcus Johansson. Probably 4 years, $4.5 million.
Is he unrestricted?
And that's basically it.
Is he unrestricted?
Yes, he is.
I thought he was restricted. I don't know why I was.
Nope, he is unrestricted.
Cool. All right. Nice.
He's a forward, plays all 3 forward positions. He's had some issues with health, so that's going to drive down the cost a little bit. And put him anywhere on the middle 6, and you're great.
Nice. Alrighty. So this one, this round, we're going to end up with. We're going to be a little bit more adventurous, so to speak.
You guys are going to be more adventurous. I'm going to be more putting around.
Follow your heart, Callie.
JT Cobb for $9 million a season.
Yes. Adventurous would be the very definition of that right there.
For 37 years.
All the years. Gary Bettman tries to tell you the collective bargaining. I don't care, Gary.
It's an agreement between both of us.
Or how about he is signed until he is 37?
That's still cheeky. I'll take it.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Do you want to lead this one, Callie, or should we want Aaron to lead it, or how do we want to do?
Oh,
Doesn't matter to me.
All right, go for it, Aaron.
So this is the big one I did.
Oh, the big one.
Start at the top. Mikko Rantanen, 8 years, $9.6 million a year.
Thank you.
Gotta love
Nikita
it.
Zadorov, 4 years, $4 million a year. I tried to do 1.6, but I just couldn't make that work.
Yeah, and he thinks highly of himself, so he would never go for that.
Well, yeah. JT Compher, 3 years, $3.7 million.
Thank you.
Greer, Kamenev, Graves, all signed.
Yeah.
$1 or a little bit less.
Yeah.
UFA, Marcus Johansson, again, same contract. Trades. The Avs trade their first-round pick, 16, Alex Kerfoot and Carl Soderberg, 50% retained, to Philly for Sean Couturier because Philly has no plan.
Whew.
Then
I don't know if he's pretty enough to be on our team.
We'd learn to love him.
I'm just saying, it's like a prerequisite, man.
He'd be like the guy in Goonies that we grow to love.
Oh, God.
Then Joe Sakic calls up the New Jersey Devils and says, hey, I hear you're having issues with your star forward. So he trades Tyson Berry for Taylor Hall. The trade is 1-for-1. And then they use their 2020 fourth-round pick to trade for Cedric Paquette and sign him to a 2-year contract worth $2 million per year.
Interesting.
The new lines, Hall, McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog.
Could you imagine those two on a line together?
Yeah. One of them would win the Hart Trophy, and it would.
Yeah, they'd be like, I'm the MVP. No, I am.
And Rantanen's going, why not to both?
You get one, you get other.
You get goal scoring, you get MVP. And so,
I'll just smile and wave.
second line, Landeskog, Couturier, and either Jost or Johansson, whichever one there.
Jost Hansen.
Yeah.
Hey!
Third line, Calvert, Comfort, Johansson is pretty awesome. And then Nieto, Paquette, Kamenev with Greer. I put him on the roster, damn it.
It's personal vendetta at this point.
I'm
Yeah.
with you. I put him on my last roster. I don't think I have him on any of my other ones I'm doing.
And then EJ, Gerard, Zadorov, Makar, Cole, Graves, Frankie, and Grubauer. And then I even have $6 million left over, so if I really want to, I can go ahead and get Chris Kreider if he indeed is going to be moved from the Rangers, since he's going to be a rental player that year.
Interesting. That is very adventurous for the medium adventure.
Yeah, the first time I did this, I actually traded the 16 and then made a selection at 16. It was fun.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Okay, well, mine's not quite that adventurous.
Well, Kelly wanted me to think it all the way through.
This is true.
I took it as a straight
It's
challenge.
a personal challenge.
Yeah. All right, here's where I go with this one. So, at the draft, the Avalanche trade down to 6. Detroit trades up. So, Detroit gets the 4th overall pick. The Avs get the 6th overall pick. Detroit second, and San Jose's second. They take Kirby Dach. I don't know who they end up with the other one because there's too many things happening. I trade a lot with Detroit in this one. I also send Mark Barberio to Detroit for Columbus's 5th round draft pick, which is later in the round. So basically a 6th round pick at that point. RFAs, the same ones pretty much come back. Pretty much similar numbers. JT gets the 3 for 3.3. Kerf gets the 7, whatever. 3.5. Rance gets the Rance. I go 7 at 9.6 on this one. Zad gets 3 at 4 again. Another trade. I trade San Jose's newly acquired 2nd round draft pick to Toronto in exchange for Patrick Marleau and Kasperi Kapanen. I then buy out Patrick Marleau. So the Avs end up with 6 picks in the first 3 rounds in this one.
Woo-wee.
2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. 2 fifths also. Woo! Stack them cupboards.
All the picks.
So they re-signed Kasperi Kapanen then to a 3-year, $3 million per year extension. And they go back to Detroit and trade Detroit Tyson Barrie for Andreas Athanasiou and their 2020 second-round draft pick. I then re-signed Patrick Nemeth.
String between the two tables, or what?
What's that?
Did you just put a cup and a string between the tables of Colorado and Detroit?
Maybe.
No, he just put an old telegraph system.
Yes. Carrier pigeon. You know.
Beep, 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 beep.
Oh my gosh. I thought that was a 2nd round pick, but it's actually a 3rd.
Woo! And I re-signed Patrick Nemeth basically at his contract for this past year. So the Avs then have McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen still, Athanasiou, Jost, and Kapanen, Soderberg, Kerfoot, and Compher, Kamenev, Nieto, and Calvert for their forwards. EJ and Gerard for pairing 1. Zadorov and Makar, Cole and Nemeth. Graves is again as your odd man out. Grubauer, Frankie, and that's how I roll.
Very nice.
So medium adventure on that one. I traded with Detroit a lot.
Yeah, you did.
Breton.
Hey, they're a bad team.
It's a rivalry for a reason.
They're right for the picking.
Don't go there.
Sorry. All right, Callie, your turn.
Okay. I don't know. For me, he just seems like an illogical free agent signing, so I'm going to go with we signed Panarin. To me, he just isn't coming here. So, he's my adventure.
Don't say that.
I just, realistically, he wants to be on a beach. We don't have a beach.
I don't know. Dater seems to think he is very serious about Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know. From the things I've heard, he wants to be on a beach in the East Coast.
Oh, that's right.
We can put up a picture behind him.
Yeah. So I know there's snow on the ground.
And
but...
throw sand at him.
Yeah.
Every time he walks out of his apartment or his house, there is a bucket of sand above his door.
And it just falls on him?
It just falls on
Or
him.
go full Lex Luthor and melt the ice cap so Colorado becomes an ocean.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, you should get right on that.
Sorry, I need to buy some property first.
Maybe minor detail with that one. Yeah, no, I think he's a little bit more of a stretch than we would hope.
I just don't think he's ever going to take the Avs seriously. If the Avs are in the negotiation, it's to prop up the other offer so he gets more money.
Yeah.
That's
kind of where
I don't
I'm
know.
at with it, too.
I want to believe. So let me believe until my hopes are crushed.
Mm-hmm.
You go right on ahead and just
Sure, Jan.
don't stop believing.
Yeah, I won't.
That's
I
even a
will
song.
hold on to that feeling.
It's your
we
theme
keep
song.
The Detroit things.
Can you make that your new little name on Twitter?
Don't stop
Don't
believing.
stop believing.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Don't stop believing for Panarin.
Yeah, don't stop believing for Panarin. It's happening.
Boom, done and done.
Keep going.
Anyway.
Just say don't stop believing and just have a picture of bread.
Yeah. Oh God, you can even change.
All
it
right, so I
Don't
have to use
Stop
my phone
Believing.
for this then.
Anyway,
On it. This is happening. Go ahead.
so he is my adventurous, not restricted, free agent signing. Trades wise, there's not really a whole lot of guys I want to trade off our team necessarily because I don't think they're set up horribly. But I think possibly looking into trading Jost maybe or Kerf, one of those two. Just because I think out of the three, those two in comp, they did a little bit less solidification of their positions. Who you would get, I don't know. Where they would go, I don't know. But they're up for debate. So, and then my adventurous pick in the draft is taking Bowen Byram instead, just to see where he develops, and then have him replace Eric Johnson in the future.
I can hear Heather scream at you from here.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in 2 to 3 years, that's probably where Bowen Byram's out at, and Eric Johnson's going to be, 33 then? 34?
At that point, he's probably just a high-priced third-pairing defenseman. I don't think Eric Johnson ever leaves, but I think he becomes cheaper.
If you could convince him to waive his no-trade clause and maybe go to Seattle
Well, I think
in the expansion draft.
I think it
Or
makes
just-
sense for him to waive his no trade clause or no move whatever he has.
Yeah, whatever
'cause
clause it is.
Seattle likely won't pick him.
And then leave Seattle a tasty forward that they can take instead.
Perfect.
You got something in your throat?
Yeah.
I just had that too.
A little Harvard tickle. To me, he's the one we expose in the draft. I don't know.
That's 2 years in the future. This offseason will set a lot of that up.
Yeah.
They have the whole Barry thing to think about and consider.
I think they want to see where Barry, Makar, and Gerard go.
I think so too, but I also think if you have to protect all three of those and leave Zadorov exposed, that's bad business.
Yeah, I agree there.
I could also see them protecting Makar, Zadorov, and Gerard and leaving Barry exposed. And that's also bad business. So I think the smart move is probably to just trade Barry.
Probably.
Either that or go all in. This year, be like, it's not like our make or break year, but you're going to push hard because you realize that's the last year that your roster is going to stay together like it is. And going into this year, the 6 defensemen they have currently signed, I am all for.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Pretty solid.
Kind of go the way Columbus did this year and use some of those guys as your own rentals, so to speak, right?
I would love to get Zach Werenski.
Oh, who wouldn't? That dude is great.
Yeah, can we
really-
make him come here in Magic Land?
I wanted Werenski or Provorov that draft year. I mean, I'm not sad that we got Rantanen, that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, it's our last round. And we're gonna go as bold as you want, bold as you can. on this
I have
one.
to go Boulder now?
Yes, you have to go bolder.
Yeah, give me Zach Wierenski and Dylan Larkin.
For what?
For
Oh.
whatever. Make it
For
logical.
a bag of pucks.
Illogical. For Patrick Nemeth.
Yes.
We re-sign him
for
just
the
to
rights
trade
to
him
Patrick Nemeth.
between two teams. And you battle it out in the octagon.
Yes! Lower the cage. I would watch
Can you
that.
imagine their general managers just boxing it out?
I would watch that 100%. And Nemeth is just sitting there like, what is happening? That would be great.
It'd be like the old school wrestling, how they used to have the belt hanging from the chain.
Yes.
Patrick Nemeth would be hanging from the chain.
Ladder match.
He's just holding on for dear life.
As Chris Jericho said, like a sexy pinata.
Patrick Nemeth.
Oh, man. That's too good. That's too
So can we
good.
count that as my illogical, adventurous
You want to?
grade? Yeah.
Well, it's in the ether now.
So, I can already see the next thing you're going to tell me to change my name to is Sexy Pinata.
Sexy pinata. With a little fish next to it.
That's
So
right.
it's Nemo.
So it's Nemo. I just changed it to Don't Stop Believing. Hold out for the bread man.
I did get the notification
Yes,
about that.
I got you. I got it. And it's going to go straight to Sexy Pinata. All right.
In a week. In a week.
In a week.
Set your timer now and do sexy pinata with a little fish.
All right. All right.
Sexy pinata Nemo.
God. Oh, this is good.
I don't know why you still talk to me.
Yeah.
Because it is really entertaining.
It is a lot of fun.
Because it's so dumb.
because it's fun to laugh. It's fun to laugh.
Well, I'm glad I can at least bring that entertainment value.
Man. Oh, all right, Aaron. Rock, paper, scissors. You want to go first or last with your bold of the boldest bold?
Well, I went first last time. I'm not going first
I went
this
first
time.
the first time.
Yeah, so it now comes full circle. You're up.
How does this work? How does Callie not have to go first at all?
Because I said the sexy pinata trade.
Oh, fair enough.
And but she already just went first.
Yeah, that's all I would do.
Okay, fair
just the
enough.
Sexy pinata
Then you're not
trade.
going first. You're going second. Boom.
Mic drop,
Yeah.
walk away.
So I went second the first time.
No, you
So
didn't.
this
You went
time I'm
last
going
the
third.
first. Ah!
1 + 1 + 2 + 1 + 1.
Equals Kevin going first.
Ah! My brain hurts. I just went second. Okay, fine. Fine. I'll be the adult
I feel
in the
like you're
room.
just stalling for time.
He's trying to think of how to one-up my ridiculous
Yeah, I don't know
trade.
that there is a way to one up that one.
No,
That's-
it's like giving Mikko a pony.
I have to add that into this one. I will definitely add that into this one
Okay, good.
and give Mikko a pony.
Named Gabe.
Named Gabe. Yes. So again, my thing starts off with the Red Wings trading up, and the Avs moving back, getting Kirby Dach. So instead, it's a slightly different version of it though. Avs get Detroit gets the 4th overall pick. The Avs get 6th overall. Detroit's 2nd and Detroit's 4th from this year. The Avs flip the 4th that they get from Detroit to the LA Kings for Tyler Toffoli. LA retains $1 million. The Avs. So I liked your idea with Sean Couturier before, so I go with Couturier again. The Avs will get Sean Couturier, and this is a big one. They send Tyson Barrie, Tyson Jost, their 2021 first-round pick, and the 2000 and Detroit's second-round pick to Philadelphia to get Sean Couturier. Got to make it a big deal for that.
Got to make Tyson Tuesday still a thing.
That's right. They sign all their guys pretty much at the same levels. Sajin, Morrison as well. They get Artemi Panarin 6 years at $12 million. Rantanen gets 7 years, $10 million, and a pony named Gabe.
Yay!
All the others are pretty much the same. Kerfoot gets 2 years at $3.5 million. JT, sorry, does not do the 3.7. He gets 3.2. $3.7 million
No,
minus
3.7.
$3.7 million minus $500,000.
Like a negative signing bonus.
Yes, exactly. And he donates $500,000 of it back to the Avalanche. The Avs.
Does that count for a tax break?
Yeah, must. It absolutely has to, right?
Yeah, totally.
Completely. The Avalanche then take Alexander Kerfoot and send him to the Rangers for Dallas's 2020 third-round pick. Whew. And they bury Mark Barberio. They don't trade Mark Barberio. They just send him down to the minors. So the Avs' new lineup is as follows. McKinnon with Panarin and Rantanen and the pony. Couturier between Landeskog and Comfer. I really like that line. Soderberg with Calvert and Toffoli. Kamenev with Nieto and Greer. E.J. Girard, Zadorov, Makar. Oh, yeah, and I also re-signed Patrick Nemeth again. Cole and Nemeth. Grubauer, Graves. Grubauer, Martin, sorry. Grubauer, Frankie. What the frick? I must have forgotten to put Martin down there. Oh, well. Anyways, Grubauer, Frankie. And that's the bottom line. And that it puts the Avs at what? $81 million cap-wise. So they're just under. They got a nice long-term future going there. Soderberg's gone in a year. Toffoli, I would imagine they look to re-sign. Nieto's probably gone. And then that D is locked up. Boom. All right, Aaron.
Oh, I'm just putting the finishing touches on everything.
Okay, so I need to vamp a little more?
It's just about ready, yeah. It's just vamp.
Okay, get me Tyler Sagan, too. Go!
Oh, Tyler Sagan. Let's find out how we can pull this off. I have to open up a new armchair GM.
Who are we cage matching?
Yes.
Okay.
Tyler,
you ready for this?
Tyler Sagan versus Brad Marchand.
You ready?
In a cage match.
And,
I'm vamping. Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Trade Tyson Barrie, the 4th overall pick, the 16th overall pick, for the 2nd overall pick.
Whoa!
Kapakeko!
Say that again. Barry, 4th overall, and
16.
And 16. Ooh.
And I needed to do this because I'm shedding salary because I'm going to add it. Trade Ottawa 3rd, Kerfoot for William Karlsson. Sign him 6 years, $7 million.
Hell yeah. I'm behind that 100%.
Sign Panarin 1 year, $15 million.
Whoa.
And then I extend him as soon as I can to 8x11.
Holy balls.
And then I sign Nemeth.
Just the cherry on top.
Beautiful.
Yep. Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen, Panarin, Karlsson, Callie, say the name.
Ginger!
Kapakaka, right?
Yeah.
No, I want Ginger.
You get him
Joseph
the next.
Calvert becomes the 3rd line. Nieto, Soderberg, Kamenev becomes the 4th line. Makar, Girard. Oh, the other one I did. I signed Tyler Myers as well. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't have the money.
Just kidding.
All right. So just the defensemen, Makar, Girard, Zadorov, Johnson, Nemeth, Graves, and then he's healthy, he's dominant, Connor Timmins. Grubauer, Francouz.
Man.
All right.
I like it.
I like Kapakeko.
A cup of Kako.
Abakako!
So he would need his own song as well, because we've got Mikko, Rantanen. I said Mikko, Rantanen. A cup, a po, a cup, a co. I said a cup, a co.
Doesn't Gabe have one too?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think Gabe has one too. It's like Gabriel, let us go. I said to Gabriel, let us go.
Maybe. That's ballsy. 1 year at $15 million.
I mean, how do you say no to that?
That's kind of my way of being like, hey, you get basically this is a $15 million signing bonus, and then you get all your money 8 years extend you. Kind of what Eric Carlson, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I like it. So we all
and then
agree.
You have Mikko and Kappa together.
The Finnish connection.
And then Mikko
Someday
doesn't need
they'll
a pony.
find it. The Finnish connection. The lovers. The dreamers.
I think it was like Euroland said that he was actually really sad that the Avs didn't get first or second.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wanted to come here really bad.
If the Avs had
Stay with
gotten,
Mikko.
if the Avs have gotten first overall, I would take Capo over Hughes.
Yes.
Personally.
Yes. I think there's a few that would.
Jack Hughes is still an elite talent. They're both really good players. I won't be sad. I wouldn't have been sad if they gone with one way or the other. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. So, at any rate, man, crazy day in the NHL, crazy week coming up with the draft, all this good stuff.
See after the draft.
We'll review some stuff after the draft and see where the Avs land. We'll look at who the Avs pick. Give you all our 2 cents on the matter, and go looking forward to the unrestricted free agency. I get back from Tennessee the 30th, so I'm primed on July 1 to just watch a whole bunch of hockey signings.
Mass chaos.
Woo!
Because let's be honest, it's going to be chaos this year.
This is going to be well, it certainly could be anyways, because we could sit here and go, yeah, anything can happen. It's going to be crazy. And then everyone's just going to resign their own players.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, okay, yeah, we're good. Well, that was a whole lot of build-up.
Columbus is in for an interesting ride as well.
Yes, they are. Because they have, 2 draft picks this year?
Yeah.
A 5th and a 7th.
Yeah.
Didn't
Because they traded their first to Ottawa for Matt Duchene.
Yep.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Hey, you got them into the playoffs and won them around.
It did.
How about crazy. Let's sign Matt Duchene and trade him.
3rd and a 7th, my bad. Hey, why not?
Ooh, that's how we get Tyler Seguin.
Perfect.
You really want to
I
trade
figured it out.
Vision?
To get Tyler Seguin? Sure. Why not? We're just making it happen, Aaron. We're just making it happen. Roll with the punches,
We're
man.
going to have a cage match for Nemo, and we're trading Matt Duchene for Tyler Seguin.
If you're keeping track.
Did not realize I've stepped onto an Oprah program.
Rantanen gets all the monies and a pony named Gabe.
Yes.
We get a Thunderdome match for Nemo.
And we
who
end
is
up with 2 players
hanging
out
above
of
the
it.
ring like a sexy piñata. And we get Matt Duchene coming back to Colorado only to be sent to Dallas for Tyler Seguin. I don't know that there's anything crazy about that one quite yet. Not like the ladder match or an exchange of an animal in some way, shape, or form. But the night is young, people. The night is young.
True. It's true. We'll see what else comes out of my mouth by tomorrow.
We better end this fast.
This is getting weird. This is getting weird now.
Right.
Only if you make it weird. It's only weird if you make it weird.
That's right.
Well, it's weird.
Don't make it weird.
It's already there.
Aaron, don't make it weird.
I don't think it's weird. I think Aaron's weird.
See?
What do you say about that? Right on. Well, we better get out of here before before too much longer. This is getting out of hand. So, thanks for sticking around and listening to the latest edition of the Burgundy Brigade podcast. We will check in with you after the draft and probably after unrestricted free agency and everything gets going as well. So have fun, enjoy the draft, enjoy free agency and all that good stuff. Happy Father's Day, by the way, to all of you fathers out there, and including me. And yeah, have a good one. We will talk to you all later. Pony for DJ or Mikko.